Hi, I'm Nicholeen Peck and I teach parenting and family relationships all over the world. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 20 things that great parents do differently. Parenting is one of the hardest things that a person ever does. We definitely sacrifice the most, we invest the most of our hearts into it, and it is difficult sometimes for us to figure out what to really do to make those changes in our parenting interactions with our children. Well, years ago I took in treatment foster children. I've raised 4 children of my own to adulthood, and I am going to be sharing with you in this video some of the magical things. I shouldn't even say magical because they're just principles, but they seem magical to a lot of people that I learned parenting these children that made a huge difference for their hearts and for mine. Talking about hearts, so I teach everything related to self-government. So self-government is a principle that means understanding the cause and effect of any given situation and possessing a knowledge of your own behaviors so that you can control them. So that means I'm hoping that my children learn cause and effect and that they also evaluate themselves regularly, make goals for themselves, and succeed what they set out to do. This is within their just minute-to-minute communications with each other, but also in their life pursuits. This is a type of a culture that we create in our home that I call a family government. So all 20 of these things that great parents do are 20 key pieces to creating an effective family government. Number 20. Slow down. Your family shouldn't be feeling like it's rushing all of the time. If so, get rid of some of this stuff. Those lessons are never going to be as important to the future of your child as that bond that you have with them will be. So make sure that you have enough time to connect. I know some people promote the idea quality of time, not quantity of time, but the true quality for the child is who they spend the most time with. So make sure that you deliver quantity and quality within that time that you're with them so that they do get the most connection with you. And when you need to correct something, don't jump to slapping somebody and calling it good or spanking somebody. Instead, take your time. Think about what's going on. Get to a place of calmness. People who can slow down do much better at staying calm because the rush is just another way to say stressed. I'm stressed. Number 19, make memories deliberately. Decide ahead of time. I'm not just trying to get this person from A to B, but I'm creating a really good bond with them. I'm creating memories that they're going to build their life decisions upon. So make this a high priority. Pick at least one day of the week or an evening or something where you say, this is our time to make memories. In my family, my parents did parent-child dates. I remember going on daddy dates with my father. And we also had special family activity nights. These are things that I've also done with my children, and it has made a huge difference in our relationship. If you want your children to adopt your core values and adopt all the teaching that you are trying so hard to instill in them, they do need to have a good relationship. And those relationships are usually formed in the form of creating good memories together as a family. Number 18. Look in their eyes. Teach your child that every time that they're going to receive an instruction from you or a no answer or anything, that they need to look in your eyes. This will also remind you that you need to be looking in their eyes so that you can look in their eyes with love and connection. I teach skills to families and children, and one of the first steps of all of the 4 basic skills I teach is to look at the person. This creates a connection which strengthens our relationship, but also allows those teaching moments to not have as much anxiety or fear, but instead be points where the family feels like they came together and they become more positive. So look in their eyes. Number 17, have regular meetings. So make sure that you schedule time as a family so that you can have meetings each week. In our family, we have couples meetings, we have family meetings with the whole group, and then we have individual mentor meetings, one-on-one to help the child set goals and things like that. Number 16, Be proactive, not reactive. In our day and age, people are putting a big emphasis on emotions and emotional intelligence. Do you know what emotional intelligence really means? It doesn't mean dumping your emotions out and sharing them with everyone. What it means is understanding how your emotions work with the words that you are needing to say to somebody, how to be understood, and how to use the productive emotions instead of the non-productive emotions. This means that we need to plan ahead of time for how we're going to handle hard situations. If not, we will just emotionally vomit on people, which actually feels like abuse, actually. In fact, there's many videos on this channel about emotions, so be sure to check those out as well. Number 15, plan what to say. So many parents get themselves backed into a corner or in a lot of emotional trouble because they don't know what words to say. So plan out ahead of time. This is what I'm going to say. In fact, when I teach my teaching self-government trainings, I will give people cue cards that will help remind them what to say in the minute. And that's because when I was doing treatment foster care for a lot of years, I actually kept recipe cards in my back pocket with the words written out that I wanted to say. I thought people would think that looked ridiculous, that I didn't even know what I was doing. But in the end, it validated me and it helped me be self-government so that everyone in our home was being self-governed, not just the children. Are you enjoying some of these tips? If so, click that subscribe button. There's a lot more to come in this video, but there are also a lot more videos you're not going to want to miss. Number 14, teach the children the skills they need for success ahead of time. So there are 4 basic skills that I teach children that take care of 99% of their behavioral problems, and they are following instructions, accepting no answers, accepting consequences, and disagreeing appropriately. And each one of those 4 basic skills has a skill set attached to it. So for instance, to follow instructions, you look at the person, keep a calm face, voice, and body, say okay or ask to disagree appropriately, do the task immediately, and then check back. Learning skills helps a person have something to fall back on in the minute. And I've got to tell you something about following instructions. If your child will not follow instructions from you, meaning they can do those 5 things that I just listed, then you actually can't parent them. So keep that in mind. Number 13, accepting no answers. Teach your children to accept no answers because guess what? Life doesn't always go their way. They're going to lose something. Maybe it's a game. Maybe it's a toy. Those are no answers. Or maybe somebody's just going to tell them no. Maybe they hope to become a professional basketball player, but guess what? They're only 5'1" and they don't want a 5'1" basketball player on the court. So then they have to accept the no answer. Learn the skills that they need for success. To accept a no answer, you look at the person, you keep a calm face, voice, and body, you say okay or ask to disagree appropriately, and then you drop the subject. Number 12, teach children how to get their way. So often the children do not know how to approach us or talk with us so that they can actually have their way in certain situations. There's a skill for that called disagreeing appropriately. This skill is based upon the principle seek to understand, then to be understood. If we teach our children how to disagree appropriately with us, that maintains our roles and helps them get understood and get what they want a lot more often. 11, allow disagreeing appropriately to work. So my children say, Mom, may I disagree appropriately? This reminds me, oh yes, they're using a self-government skill. I need to make sure I seek to understand them. So then I say, yes, you may. And then they go through their disagreement. Mom, I know that you don't want me to go out and play with a friend because we have something else to do tonight as a family, but I promised so-and-so that I would come back outside. Is it okay if I just go out for a little while? In that type of a situation, if they are deciding instead of using the emotional middle part of the brain to go to the prefrontal cortex and use logic and problem solve and communicate effectively with me, I'm going to show them that was a good choice and that it works. So then I'm going to say, yes, you can go outside for another 15 minutes because you took this great opportunity to disagree appropriately with me and to share these ideas. Teach them that it works by allowing it to work a lot of the time. Now, they still have to learn to accept a no answer, so it doesn't have to work every time, but if it works a lot, their self-government will improve. Number 10, spend meaningful time with your children. So go on dates with your children weekly. I highly recommend that whoever is gone from the children the most, make sure they schedule weekly dates with the child. So in our family, it's Dad. He oftentimes is off busy working. So Thursday nights have been date nights at our house. And those moments have been really impactful for the children over the years. They've developed a good bond with Dad, even though they don't get to have as much time with him. Number 9, understand the roles. So what is the role of mother? What is the role of father? What is the role of 15-year-old son or 7-year-old daughter? All people have a role in the family, and it's really powerful when we understand those roles. If you need help understanding your roles, I actually do have a book called Roles: The Secret to Family, Business, and Social Success, which talks about the roles in the family. And when I say roles, I do not mean responsibilities. So of course, certain roles carry with them responsibilities, but there are some responsibilities literally anyone could do. Let's take laundry, for instance. My husband does laundry just as often as I do laundry. Now, do I cook more than he does? Yes, that's just because my cooking's better. But that doesn't mean that he can't cook or that he won't cook. So those are just responsibilities. Anyone can pull weeds. Anyone can make food. Those are not roles. Roles are something deeper. For instance, the role of a mother is what? I am a mother. I am the heart and hearthstone of my family. What does that mean? Now that's something you want to get in touch with. If you understand who you are, everyone will be more secure in their identities, because identity is actually founded within the family. Number 8, create a family vision. So you want to make some changes for the better for your family. Well, make sure everybody's on the same page. What I did is I created a picture of where my family was headed. This is called a family vision. It's this picture 10 or 20 years in the future that your family can hold on to, that can give them a reason why they would care about making any positive changes in the first place. And you can find more details about how to create a really great family vision in some of the other videos on this channel. Number 7, establish family standards ahead of time. What are your family standards? There are certain things in your culture that your family does that they believe are standards for a good life, such as maybe honesty, or maybe there's certain words the family does not say, or maybe certain clothing that the family likes to wear in a certain way that maintains modesty, something like that. Maybe there's also a way that you handle digital devices, video games, those kinds of things that are influences that affect your family culture. All of those things are part of your family standard. So why not write them all out so that the family is very clear? These are things our family will do, things our family won't do, and they lead to our family having a good, strong culture and being successful. Now, it is true that things in my family standard may not match things in your family standard, but that's okay. You can find out things in my family standard if you read the book, Parenting a House United. And there's a section in there on family standard, and I share it in that book. Number 6, teach children proper adult social skills. We're having a problem in our culture where young people are reaching adulthood and they don't know how to communicate with each other. They don't know how to get a job. They don't know how to talk on the phone. They don't know how to do so many things that are just basic adult skills. And what that says to me is that people are not encouraging them to learn adult social skills. Instead, the adults are modifying their lives toward the teen or youth social skills. And that's not good leadership for the adults. We need to make sure that our children get the opportunity to stretch and learn adult social skills. So teach those lessons deliberately. Number 5, delay digital exposure and keep it to a minimum when they're older. So of course we need to teach our children how to use digital devices, and if we're going to help them self-govern in all the aspects of their life, that's going to include digital devices too. But wise parents know that developmentally in the brain, especially when a child is tiny, they're connecting all these synapses in their head, and those connections can be disrupted by digital devices. In fact, the digital device can actually change some of the connections that can create addictions in the minds of little children. So keep them off the devices and have them connect with you personally. And then as you bring those things in, make sure it's a minimal amount. And when they're older, definitely set good boundaries and limits. This creates more free thinkers too, which is really huge, and it increases the bond in your family. Super good parenting practice. Number 4, make sure that family time is more important than friend time. There was a time where I sat down and I decided how much time my children needed for their own personal development, for school activities, for friends, for family, for church, and I looked at all their hours in the day. And when I really added it up, I realized our family time, not just being together in the house, but like really doing things together, working together, talking together, playing together, actually wasn't getting enough time. So I started readjusting. We even dropped out of certain things, musical groups for the children, some sports. We scaled things back so that we could put our priorities in the right place and provide more security for our children by creating good, lasting family bonds. Number 3, Praise your children a lot. And when I say praise, I don't mean like inflate. I mean tell them when they've done something good or when they're putting good effort into something. You should be praising your children 6 to 10 times for every one time that you correct them. This teaches them cause and effect. But when they do something good happens. That helps them keep moving in a forward direction. Number 2, a really great parent confidently corrects their children with love and consistency. See, those two things in a lot of people's mind don't match. They feel like if they love their child, they have to coddle them and just kind of, pretend something didn't happen. And they can't be consistent, but then they know their child would benefit from consistency. You can have both, and the way that you have both is by learning to be calm, to communicate calmly. Plan your words out ahead of time and learn the skill for calmness for yourself. At the end of this video, I'm going to give you a gift that relates to this very thing. Number 1, great parents, wise parents, point themselves and their children toward calmness. They basically are the arrow that's saying calmness is this way, calmness is this way, into our hearts. The bonds, the connection we create as a family really do nurture calmness, especially if we have the right words to say. Calmness is a tone element that creates a feeling of safety and connection in a family. If you can be calm, if you train yourself to be calm, which you can do because if I can do it, anyone can, I promise. So if we can be calm and we can teach our children the steps they need for calmness, then their lives become more empowered. They are stronger people. Because you've stayed to the end of this video, I would like to give you a free gift. And that gift is my Calm Parenting Toolkit, which is a mini course that goes into vital things that you need to help you master your calmness and help your children do the same thing. There is a link below this video to the Calm Parenting Toolkit, and it's called teachselfgov.com/toolkit. Click on that link now and get the Calm Parenting Toolkit completely for free and start getting the help that your family needs.